3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 995. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and would like to help support it, you can do so by sticking around and hitting the subscribe button down below and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome, and thank you very much for your presence. Well, saying it backwards, I usually say thank you for your support first, but thank you very much for your support, as well as your presence during this reading. There could be something here that you might be feeling a little hypercritical of. I kind of get this like perfectionist vibe. It's okay if something or someone or yourself isn't quite perfect or where or who you want, them or things to be. I feel like it's important to be more patient with yourself, another person, or some sort of situation. I feel like I want to say that it's okay if it's not perfect. I also did see the number 55 on the timer, which does feel significant for this reading because it is 995. Let's go ahead and move into the numbers and what they mean. The number 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. Number 5 is about change and transformation. You yourself may be going through some sort of transformation, and I just saw the number 234 on the timer, which is about trusting that everything happens for a reason. You feel called to transform or change or grow or evolve as a person, and that growth or that evolution requires letting go of someone or something or many someones or many somethings. I do feel called to encourage you to trust that what is lost will be replaced. I'm a strong believer that whenever we go through a transformation for our highest good or release something in the name of self-love, things have to be broken down to be built back up. Like you have to clear space to make space for something or someone new that's better. I just feel like it's important for somebody to trust and believe that you're okay and that everything is going to be okay. Change, whether it's changing as a person or something changing in your environment or in your relationships, it can be scary and difficult and challenging. But with the number 9 here, there is purpose. There is meaning. This doesn't only affect you, it's bigger than you. I'm being reminded of this card that I pulled recently that said, you are bigger than yourself. Which basically means that how you show up in the world is bigger than you. And it has an impact on more people than just you. And I'm being reminded of what I said to someone recently. You might be watching this reading. We impact people in known and unknown ways. And I'm going to put extra emphasis on unknown ways, just because you don't see how you have an impact, that doesn't mean that you can't believe in it or trust that you really do make a difference. You are the difference between having a positive impact and having a negative impact. You are the difference between more light and more darkness in the world. I do feel that there is this global, generally speaking, global battle or fight between the light and the dark. But when I think about the dark, it can be interpreted in two different ways for me. This isn't always bad. Sometimes it just represents femininity, like when you think about yin and yang, like it's more about your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, what's going on within you. But another form of darkness is like evil, doing wrong, knowing it's wrong. So to be clear, this is a battle between good and evil, not between masculinity and femininity. And this is regardless of gender. This isn't a fight between, it really just it depends how you look at it. It's not a fight between being assertive or more passive. But I can say for sure that it's a fight between the light and the dark. So you take that however it resonates for you. For me, it's about good and evil. And you are always, every time you make a decision, it's a choice between investing in the light, bringing more awareness and truth into the world, and self-love and love overall, or darkness, choosing ignorance and hate. Being willfully ignorant, ignoring your responsibility to find answers for yourself. It's important to trust yourself and to believe in yourself when you're navigating things and when you're making your own decisions. To kind of sum up these numbers, you're changing as a person, your environment is changing, and it feels like it's all because of some sort of purpose you feel led by, some kind of difference that you feel called to make. Your voice matters. How you show up overall, how you express yourself matters. And I believe that because of the ripple effect. Adding up these numbers, 9 plus 9 is 18, and 18 plus 5 is 23. That number could be particularly significant for somebody. I know someone in particular, this number is important to you. So if you're watching this could be a reading meant for you. 2 plus 3 is 5. There's a lot of emphasis on here, especially because of seeing 55 in the beginning. There's a lot of emphasis here on change and transforming, and I feel like it's about embracing the positive change, letting go of those thoughts and feelings and beliefs that don't serve you, that don't serve your highest good, and ultimately letting go of people and things outside of yourself that reinforce those negative thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. If you spent a good portion of your life having a negative inner dialogue and beating yourself up with your own thoughts, you could experience a lot of loss before the change or the transformation really pays off, because your whole reality was built around, it's built around how you identify yourself, how you define yourself. So If you believe that you are worthless and that you don't deserve better, you will attract people and situations that also think that about you. They don't value you in the way that you deserve and don't have as much faith in you and what's possible for you as you deserve. But if it's the opposite, and you believe that you are worthy and better is out there, you will attract people and situations that reinforce that love you have for yourself and that faith that you have for your future. So really be mindful of how you speak to yourself and how you treat yourself. Because the standards that you set and how you treat yourself are the standards that you're setting and how you will allow other people to treat you. So really, really keep that in mind. And there could be a specific relationship on your mind this is reminding you of, and this could be confirmation that it's important to voice your needs, your thoughts, your feelings, what you want, just how you feel in this situation, and to be open to whatever outcome there is. But of course, be wise too. If you're feeling fear, if it's trying to protect you, maybe it's good to let it do that. But if it's just trying to limit you, what can you do to overcome the fear or to have courage and move forward despite that fear being there? I'm going to move into the cards portion of this reading now, starting with the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. I'm going to draw out 4 cards to see what comes out with you. Interesting. The first card that I have is the 7 of Cups. The number 7 is about wisdom, learning, expanding your awareness, expanding your consciousness. It's almost like there's a nudge here for you to go towards the light, to have faith, to be honest, to, I want to say, cultivate freedom. In the upright, this card says, what do you want to do? Adventure, where do you want to go? Options, dream, visualize, best life, plan for action. This card was in reverse, or is in reverse. If it's in reverse, there's confusion here. Not being able to tell the difference between what's real and what isn't, or who to trust or what opportunities to trust. I think there's something that you need to release here. Maybe some lies that you're telling yourself, whether they're about yourself or anything else. There's something that needs to be released to help you see things more clearly, to help you make more, I want to say, sound decisions in terms of having better judgment on the situation. That's the thing about negative self-talk. It's how you speak to yourself is so powerful. Because not only does it affect you in ways that I've already talked about, it also affects your decisions, your perspective, the lens that you have on life. I did see the number 333 and also the number 345 on the timer. The number 333 is about self-expression and communication, healing and growing, and some sort of commitment. This reading could feel like confirmation for somebody specific. I might have already spoken to you. There might be a couple of people that I've already spoken to that this reading could be for. But the number 345 is another sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. You feel called to communicate, to express yourself, to heal, grow, evolve, change, to make a commitment to yourself and your well-being, what means the most to you, for a reason. I really get this strong feeling that your intuition is trying to guide you somewhere, or it's trying to guide you to make a specific decision. So the next card is the 6 of Pentacles. It says giving to others, showing appreciation, sharing. Maybe there's a significant connection or situation where somebody needs to give more, or you're being encouraged to give more. And this could be somebody else that needs to be more generous, more appreciative. Being reminded of, is it sharing is caring, or something like that? Maybe if somebody isn't sharing something with you, whether it's something tangible or something within themselves, that could be a red flag. The last card that I have is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is about having a clear mind. I feel like this is you. Regardless of how many people could be involved, I do think that this card is about you, the Queen of Swords, because this Seven of Cups in reverse, this is the confusion card. So with the Six of Pentacles here, I feel like there's confusion about how much you should give and how much you should take, or how much other people should give to you and how much they should take from you. It's a very difficult, or, it's a difficult balance, give and take. It's almost like walking on a tightrope. Maybe you could feel like you are walking on eggshells when it comes to a situation that feels like it's taking too much from you. What I've really come to realize when it comes to give and take, you have to balance expectation with lack of expectation, I think. Like, you should have generous people in your life, but at the same time, not expect that generosity. Because I feel like once we start to expect it, that's when we start to become more selfish and trying to reason why we deserve specific things. It can be hard to balance give and take, but you do deserve to have generous people in your life, whether it's emotionally generous or physically generous. It doesn't have to be both, but you decide what's best for you. You just deserve to have people in your life that are there to not only support you, but to also give to you. Because I believe that we all deserve people like that. We all deserve to be surrounded by generous people, generous, kind people. And if you're struggling to attract those kinds of people, I think it's important to ask yourself, how kind are you to yourself? How generous are you toward yourself? How much do you let yourself choose yourself and give to yourself? I'm being reminded of manifestation and how whatever's going on within will manifest outwardly in your physical reality. So if you want more people in your life who are more generous and kind, be more kind and generous toward yourself. And again, I was trying to say there needs to be a balance between selfishness and being generous. Having generous people in your life, but respecting when they can't give to you, and like vice versa. You being a generous person in your life and them respecting when you can't give to them. I feel like that's kind of the heart or the core of this delicate balance that I feel or believe in. I forgot to talk about the number 6 on the Six of Pentacles in the middle, which is about a choice between self-love and self-destruction, and of course spiritually is encouragement for you to choose self-love. or to choose kindness and generosity towards yourself, either in a specific situation or just in general. I'm going to finish up this reading by drawing out a couple of index cards here to see what else wants to come out for you to finish up this reading. I wish you didn't see me as a threat. Perhaps you could feel frustrated with being misunderstood as being selfish, or as the card says, as a threat. Maybe being accused of being a harmful person that you know you're not, or a selfish person. Or this could be the other way around, where someone else wishes that you didn't perceive them as a threat. I'm not going to interpret that too much without knowing enough about your specific situation. For the next card, I have religion, which I also feel is another card that I don't want to interpret too much, because I feel like it really depends on what your situation is. This could be about confirmation of a religion that you already follow, or to question a religion that you follow, or there's someone else with religious beliefs that you might resonate with or you might question, depending on the situation. I did shuffle out that card, but when I went to record this last segment that's like a minute or two long, I ran out of space, and then it wasn't saving to my gallery, so it was frustrating. I will say that. But I do want to mention that you could feel frustrated with feeling misunderstood, which I know that feels like a lot of people know what that feels like, to want to choose yourself and to be treated like somebody you're not for doing that. It is frustrating to be a generous person, and the one time or the occasional time that you do choose yourself, suddenly you're nothing but selfish. If you resonate with being treated like that, that doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel fair either. So just know that you are allowed to say no. But people are also allowed to question whether you're being too selfish. But you're also allowed to have an opinion too about whether you're being too selfish. The way that I look at it, me personally, I'm generally a generous person. I don't mind doing things for people or giving things to people most of the time. But sometimes I do want to choose myself, and I do want to say no. And I just want you to know that whenever you need to say no, say no. If you want to treat yourself a little extra more than you usually do, let yourself do it. Like, I'm thinking more specifically, like if you have like maybe some sweets that you like to eat, you don't have to share those. You're allowed to treat yourself. Literally, and the example doesn't have to be that specific, but I'm just saying. You're allowed to say no when you need to say no, and you're allowed to treat yourself too.